All right, and a pleasant good morning to you from Tony'sPicks.com, and welcome to Night Moves here for Saturday, February 14th. Happy Valentine's Day. Happy birthday to my mom up in heaven. Uh, I'm a mama's boy that she'd take her son to all kinds of sporting events, and Miss Mom on this Valentine's Day, but happy Valentine's to you and yours as well. And get ready for the show here today. We're going to, of course, preview mostly college basketball here, I'd say. What do you guys think here on Saturday? I mean, really, it is the featured day of the season, it feels like, for college basketball. Oh, the matchups really scream, overwhelming matchups here. We'll look at, I think I've got eight of the biggest games on tap for Saturday here, but we'll look at other few sports as well. I want to cover some other action, including the Olympic Games here on Saturday, Friday, and Saturday as well. But we did see last night, a little bit of NBA if you're interested in it there with the Rising Stars. And I think we called it kind of here last night, talking about VJ Edgecombe, maybe could be the big star there at the Rising Stars Challenge yesterday, and he got the MVP in that tournament. We were willing to go with Team Vince a little bit in there, and that first game was pretty good too, although we did have the over there. Team Mello got the win in the first game there, but Edgecombe got the MVP as Team Mello did end up winning it at the Rising Stars Championship game. Team Vince beats Team Mello there, Rising Stars Championship game. Also, I thought late night there afterwards, I thought the featured event was a matchup from the Coastal Conference with North Carolina A&T against Hampton. That game delivered for the fans in Inglewood there at the Intuit Dome yesterday with Hampton with a great comeback, and then Hampton had the lead. North Carolina A&T came back, won the game, and then Hampton, I say won the game after Hampton missed that shot at the end of the old ring around the toilet there at the end of the game, and a good game there as North Carolina A&T came back to win. We did have the over as our pick here on Night Moves, and it just did get over there with the final there last night at 70. Maybe it was a push. I think when we talked about it here, it was a little bit higher. If you got it any time after this show yesterday, I mean, it dipped down to 137.5. So most of the overs got there. I think we were on the show, actually went over 141. It did finish 141, opened 139. Remember the steam? There was some steam that kind of came in. I think we did have the right number there, actually, now that I think about it. And that was some of the headlines from NBA weekend. Also, there was Unrivaled. Did anybody check out the one-on-one games that I've been talking about with Unrivaled there? As we saw, we now know who is in the semifinals of the Unrivaled one-on-one tournament. Yeah, it's Kelsey Plum. I think she's going to win it. Actually, she'll take on Chelsea Gray as Plum racked up a couple of victories there on Friday to advance. Chelsea Gray beat Paige Beckers handily there in a quarterfinal after beating Jackie Young. So you got Plum will take on Gray in the next round, and then it'll be Alicia Gray and Aaliyah Boston There in the other half of the bracket is Alicia Gray. Won a couple of matches there on Friday at the one-on-one tournament. Aaliyah Boston also with a couple of wins, so they're down to the final four in that one-on-one tournament, which is probably better than the NBA activities. There will be a slam dunk contest tonight. Mac McClung, he thinks he's going to be in the NBA here one day. I mean, we saw him in action there, but he should be in the slam dunk. Look, I appreciate Mac McClung. He wants to make it in the NBA, wants to get. Look, your history is already set as a slam dunk champion, unless he just felt like, or maybe the league did. I don't know the story behind it, but if you're Mac McClung, you should go for as many slam dunk championships as you can. Why wouldn't you? I think it's questionable there. Carter Bryant, Jackson Hayes, Keshad Johnson, Jace Richardson are the combatants in the NBA Slam Dunk Contest tonight in Inglewood. So will you be watching the Slam Dunk and the Skills champion as well on NBA All-Star Weekend here? Tonight, Carter Bryant is the favorite from the Spurs. Johnson is plus 250. Bryant is 3-2. Johnson is 5-2. Jackson Hayes is plus 275, and Richardson of Orlando is plus 300. And then the three-point contest, Con Kneppel favored there at plus 250. Dame time. You got to think here one more time for Lillard. Look, Kneppel has a smooth stroke, and he is one of the up-and-coming stars of the league right now. But come on, D-Lil, Dame time at 9-2. One more time, Jamal Murray 6-1. This looks like one of the more star-studded three-point contests in a while. It's maybe making a bit of a resurgence here with Spider Mitchell in there, plus 650. Devin Booker 7-1. Tyrese Maxey 7-1. Norman Powell 8-1, and Bobby Portis 12-1. I don't know if you want to be thinking that Con Kneppel 5-2. I appreciate it. If he wins, that's going to be a great story. But against all that legendary talent there, really might be tough for Kneppel to beat that field. He might become legendary. I'd rather take a chance on one of these veterans here right now. And like I said, Dame time one more time here on Saturday night. All right, so we'll be checking it out here on Saturday night with the NBA All-Star Weekend action. Hey, college baseball underway today, and how about from Baylor? Man, could you believe it? Tice Armstrong, 3 grand slams in the opener, the second player in NCAA Division I history. Did 3 grand slams. He did it in the opener today as Baylor won big, but that was big news. Also, man, how about the other? Oh gosh, I don't know the kid's name, but he hit a home run there last night. I think I got what game it was. Maybe you guys can help me out. In the Seton Hall Boston College game, I think it was a player for Seton Hall, hits a home run, and he broke his ankle, kind of celebrating. He turned to his dugout to kind of, give him the, yeah, let's go. And he stepped awkwardly, broke his ankle, couldn't circle the bases. They missed out on a run in the game. BC did get the run line cover in the game, but that sucks, man. You remember when the softball girl tore her knee ligament and she couldn't come, and the opponent came and made sure she tapped each. This was a broken ankle. You couldn't do that with this young man, and but that was a great. Remember that softball? Anybody remember that when they the opposing team? Because you can't have your own team help you, so the opposing team came and helped the opponent around the bases in an incredible display of sportsmanship. I think they may even got the ESPY that year for a sportsmanship display, but couldn't do that with the kid with the broken ankle. That sucked, though. Speaking of sucked, how about American Ilya Malinin pouting in the kiss and cry area after his dismal performance, falling twice in an Olympic shocker. He wasn't ready for prime time at the Olympic Games. And also, U.S. calling out the officiating in the men's tournament. We've got Olympic men's hockey action tonight, including games coming up here in just about 3 hours from Italy. We saw yesterday's results. Canada taking care of Sweden. Czechia over France 6-3. Finland over Sweden, and Slovakia beat Italy here. And also on the women's side in these other quarterfinal games, it was the United States 6-0 over Italy. No scoring in the third period in that one, kept it right at 6-0. And Sweden beat Czechia 2-0. Hey, at the Olympic men's hockey tournament here in just about 3 hours, it'll be Slovakia taking on Sweden to get things going here this morning. And I'd probably think to lay it here. My handicap might be off. I feel like I'm on every favorite on the men's and women's side here. I mean, look, I think for Sweden here in this one, look, they've got a depth advantage here. You've got Hedman controlling everything at the exits and the offensive blue line. Nylander's driving, secondary scoring there in Slovakia. They rely so heavily on Slavkovsky, and they're kind of thin at forward. I think Sweden can do it. I've been a little off with them, but I'm going to lay 2.5 goals with Sweden here, and I guess I'd go over. So I guess I'm looking for something here in probably the 5-2 range tonight with Sweden and Slovakia. I'd say right in there, 5-2 there tonight with Sweden over Slovakia. I think that's the way I would go in that one. Also playing at the same time will be Latvia and Germany. And we've been pretty good with Germany so far. I think I like the under better, but I'd probably take Germany. Germany has a talent edge here right now with NHL level guys there that finish plays anyway. And Latvia's scoring isn't really there right now. So I think Germany here can win this game and cover the puck line at -1.5 here at about a pick'em price there. And I would think under. I'm thinking here Germany in the range of 3-1, 4-1, 3-1, 4-1, right in there. I'm going to say Germany and under in this game tonight. 3-1 or 4-1, I'd say right now with that one. All right, there's later action as well with Italy and Finland there. I think I'm probably going over under there. Under is going to be my play with Italy and Finland coming up. I think under 6.5. I think at -$1.25 or so. I know Finland has a massive roster advantage. There was a really bummer to see yesterday. Just want to mention if you missed it. A little awkward incident there at the end of one of the games there with Kevin Fiala was injured and stretchered off with a leg injury there, a significant leg injury for Fiala of the Kings there in the game yesterday for Switzerland. That was really a bummer for the LA Kings forward there. Man, that looks like it's going to be some time. I don't know if it's a season ender, but it didn't look good. He was stretchered off face down on the gurney when they took him off there with a look like a fracture, but I don't know if I even heard yet. I might have just forgot to check on that. But anyway, so I'm going to take the under there in Italy and Finland, and then USA and Denmark there in the finale tomorrow at 3:10 Eastern and noon Pacific time. I think USA. I maybe a little bit aggressive here, laying 4 goals at -$1.25. If you feel more comfortable, maybe the over here in this one. But look, US dismantled Latvia and got multi-goal production. Matthews, Nelson crushing right now. They've got a veteran team tested in international play, so They've got that continuity for sure. Denmark, they just had one goal in that loss to Germany and now have to face the U.S. here. So, yeah, I think USA can take them here. And this one, I'll lay 4 goals or so. Figure it could be as high as maybe 5-2 here or something for USA tomorrow. I guess that's about my predicted score there, 5-2. If I had to go, I didn't finish up on the Finns there in that one. I think Finland here probably 5-1 or so. I'll say Finland 5-1 in the men's action tomorrow. On the women's side here, big games, Germany and Canada, but man, it really should be one-sided here with Canada. Pure class gap here in this one, even if Poulin is limited or unavailable, Canada's got too much depth for them, and I think Canada will get this win probably in the range of maybe 6-2 here, so maybe higher than that. I'm going to say it's Canada, maybe 7-1 here. I think Canada will smash here against Germany, cover the spread. I think it goes over. I'm going to say 7-1 for Canada. And then with Switzerland and Finland on the women's side here, I'm going to take another. I'm going to go all favorites. I feel so square about this tonight, but I am going to take Finland here minus -1.5 goals. I think there's some value. Maybe you may be scared of the puck line because I think it will be a low-scoring game actually here. I'd probably go under. 5.5 is -155. I'd actually prefer to do that with the way this sets up at 1.5 goals. But I think Finland gets it done here, 4-2. 4-2, simple as that. I think Finland wins this one. Oh no, I'm sorry, 3-1. That's got to be 3-1 or 4-1 right here. Yeah, I'm under. So 3-1 or 4-1 in Switzerland and Finland. And that's my look at the hockey for tomorrow at the Olympic Games. Let me say hello to a few folks in the chat. I've got a few notes about the Olympics still. And okay. Oh, Justin, okay, you need the link to the new number. Gotcha. Okay, I didn't know that. I thought it was just there that it was still available. Okay, no problem there. We will hit that up because I need some help here. Obviously a pretty slow night here, at least tonight, right? I'm only going to look at 8 games on this college card, the biggest games of the card. We spent so much time on those mid-majors yesterday. We're just going to go with the heavy hitters tonight. Cal Dog said 6-0 in that women's game yesterday with the U.S. there. It was 6-0, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. All right. And let's see. Mr. Westers did not like the one-on-one. He thought it was not good. All right. Let me see here. So there's more Olympic action tonight. I'm going to look at a few here. My picks for gold medals on Saturday. Women's freestyle dual moguls. I got to go with the American here, Loff. There. She's the odds-on choice to win. I've got a favorite here in women's moguls with the American here, Loff. I think she's going to be there have been some upsets in some of the sports for sure. Some of the sports, play out it's a little bit more difficult, I guess, in some of the events to have upsets more so than the others. But I think here in the women's dual moguls here, Jalen Koff of the United States plus 150 here. You've got a good candidate from Australia in Jakara Anthony plus 225, and probably Perrine Lafont at plus 600. I think those are the choices. Lempley also of the U.S. could get a medal here at 10-1. I'd probably skip over our Charlotte Wilson of Australia and go with that group there. But cross-country skiing, this is the women's relay, so they've got Sweden as a huge favorite here at minus 800. Can't do that, but I'm going to take Germany plus 175 to get a medal there in that event. They're kind of the fourth choice, so I'm going to take them to sneak up into third place. Alpine skiing, men's giant slalom. here, and I'm going to go to the Brazilian here, Brathen, at 6-1. We'll see what happens on the giant slalom today, but I'm going to take this is my longest shot here. I think Brathen of Brazil, believe it or not, 6-1. He's my choice. Biathlon women's 7.5 kilometer sprint. I'm going to look to the Oberg sisters there to kind of come in here. And they're both 8-1 and 2-1 to medal. I'm not quite sure what I'm doing with them yet, but I'm taking them both here in the women's 7 kilometer event here. They're both the Swedish sisters. The French woman is the favorite here, followed by the two French women are favorites. These choices are 4th and 5th. They're both 2-1 to get a medal and 8-1 to win. I'm thinking about just putting small bets on all of those there, maybe a little bit more on them to get a medal here. The Oberg sisters of Sweden are my choices, I guess, in that event. Speed skating men's 500. I've just got to go with Jordan Stolz of the United States, of course. He's minus $1.20. I'm taking him to win. He's got some tough candidates against him, including Debo and Wennemars, but I've got to go with Jordan Stolz of the United States at minus 120. Women's large hill ski jumping here, no one's going to beat Prebic at minus $2. I don't know what you want to do, but you want to bet on some Olympics and you want to bet that event in women's large hill, I can only take the $2 favorite there, Prebic. And short track men's 1,500 meters here. I got to go with the Canadian at minus $1.20. Danjano, clearly the best, I think. Although I noticed Xiong of China at 28-1 went down to 25-1. Xiong of China, if you can get this one to medal, I think that's a good long shot there. Probably my longest shot on the board to maybe do something here would be Xiong of China in the short track men's 1,500 meters. And that's a look at the Olympic Games. We're going to win some money there on a slow day here. But also there's college baseball. Live Tour just wrapped up moments ago from Australia right now. And Bryson DeChambeau and Jon Rahm are out there both at 19-1. Now, my man Anthony Kim had another great round today of 68. He's in third. Really happy for him, but it's going to come down to Bryson and Rahm tomorrow in prime time. If you want to see it there, they tee off tomorrow at 10:15 Eastern, 7:15 Pacific at the Live Adelaide. A lot of people don't like Live Golf, but it's going to be the two superstars of the tour tomorrow with DeChambeau and Rahm squaring off there in that one. Also, PGA Tour, Ashkay Bahita leading here, tied with Sune, both at 15 under. Sam Burns, Ricky Fowler at 14 under, still wide open at the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am. All right, just watch NBL action. Bryce Cotton leads his Adelaide team here to victory tonight at the NBL game of the night here. I think I had the over, though, and I think it just went under there, 92-89 Adelaide. They didn't cover, though, 11.5 as New Zealand got the cover. Soccer tomorrow, great action from Europe in the top leagues, including action from Germany tomorrow, as well as Spain. Also action from France there. And we saw today, how about FA Cup, Wrexham into the final 16 for the first time since 97. Everybody's favorite team, Wrexham, there advances in the FA Cup on Friday. All right, that's about all I can talk about here. Well, a good college baseball card tomorrow as well. There, as we have action in college baseball starting up here this weekend. The action continues in Puerto Rico. If you want to watch the games from Puerto Rico, go to, in your app under your Fire Sticks and whatnot, go to Victory Plus is the name of the channel. You can just download it. It's free, and they've been televising all the games from Puerto Rico. They also cover some other sports like women's professional soccer. So it's a good download. There's definitely some top-notch sports on there, and they're televising those games from Puerto Rico on the college baseball card. Tomorrow, featured games include Texas Tech at Vandy, Grand Canyon and Penn State back in action tomorrow. Arizona and Oregon State, Oklahoma State and Oregon, UC San Diego and UCLA continue their series. Michigan and Stanford, Arkansas, TCU, Pepperdine, and USC. College baseball is underway. All right. We're going to get going here now. We'll preview our 8 games in college ball here tonight. Let's see who else joined us. We got a couple dozen of you here, so I guess we're ready to go. All right. And, Mr. Wesker was talking about that Zach Gallen, Diamondbacks will keep Gallen there on a 1-year deal, $22 million, so Mr. Weskers can have some fun making fun of Zach Gallen all season. So good signing there for the Arizona Diamondbacks. All right. All right, let's go quickly over to Tony'sPicks.com and take a look at the handicapper leaderboards and see who's hot. And like I said, there's soccer action tomorrow, and our handicappers are kind of already loaded up on some of the games to get going here for Saturday's action. Let's take a look at the handicapper leaderboards and see who's hot over at Tony's Picks. It was David Racy with 4-1 day there. Ron Crawford remains hot right now, 3-1. Vegas Al won his only premium play. The VIP account won their only premium play. Al Ninos won his only premium play. Mills Young, another 1-0. Kevin Thomas 1-0. Tony T 1-0. Brian Bittler 1-0. And Shane Mickle 2-1. Double Shooty 2-1. And Jorge Gonzalez 2-1. Where's Ramon Scott? He had a couple of winners, but a couple of losers. I had a 2-2 day over at Tony'sPicks.com. Did come through with a couple of premium winners. I had Sacred Heart over St. Peter's as a premium pick winner over at Tony's Picks there on Saturday, on Friday. I know what day it was. Friday, I had a premium winner there. Let's take a look over the last week. We got me on top, 23-11 record there right now. Also, Nick Lagaretto's 22-11. Double Shooty, 16-10. There's Stacks, 11-6 on a good run right now. Ron Crawford, 24-18. Shane Mickle, 16-12. You got the VIP accountant, Al, in the green here over the last week. Also, over the last 30 days, Stephen Duncan on top, nearly 31 1/3 units of profit. Nick Lagaretto's up there. There's Stacks over 17.5 units over the past 30 days. Double Shooty also up there. I'm up there, up 14 units over the past 30 days here. Joey Tron as well, carrying the load for the cappers. Hey, you can click on the upcoming tab and see what's coming up here. And you see those soccer plays lined up here from the guys from Ron and Sam, and they're live there in Germany for sure. And then you see the college basketball action from the gang as well. Some hot matchups here. DeAndre's in there with his premium picks already. Got some great games. We're going to preview some of these games here in just a moment, but you see all the guys over there at Tony'sPicks.com loaded up for their premium plays. Big card here on Saturday. Click on the All Cappers tab. You can find the handicapper of your choice. Click on the handicapper profile page, and that's how you get signed up. Why not join me here? A look at my record here over the last 30 days. I'm up over 7 1/4 units in tennis, college basketball up over 5 3/4 units, and some other sports as well. So why not ride here with me all weekend and grab a 3-day all sports premium pass for just $99? It's going to be worth it tomorrow when I fire away on college basketball. And I think I got a soccer premium or two there. We're hot, so we better keep firing here in soccer. But like I said, just 2-2 day there. But take a look here. I had Shapovalov. He came back against Davidovich Fokina. Boise lost to UNLV there yesterday. We did have some winners here on Night Moves. I know that. Also, I had the over there with Columbia and Penn. Oh man, what was I thinking? Oh, they're 143. So all right, 2 days. So we better get to it. We did have the winners here. However, on Night Moves yesterday, we brought home some great winners. Quinnipiac and Siena, game total under there. We had that one for sure there yesterday in that one. And also had a winner here on Night Moves with Wisconsin over Michigan State. Brought home Wisconsin on the show there last night as well. And we had the winner in that North Carolina A&T Hampton game on the total over, as I said. Okay, let's go to it and get ready to go here with our previews. Just the biggest games. Not going to be here too long here, but I want you to get my premium picks tomorrow over at Tony'sPicks.com. Let's get looking here on Saturday and go right to the best games on the board here and go to the ACC where a big matchup is on tap here between first place on the line here for sure with 11-1 Duke taking on 10-2 Clemson. Here in this one, Duke is a big favorite here in this one. Wow, 14 points. Clemson's ranked 20th right now. Duke is ranked 4th. But look, in conference play, separated by just one game. Now Duke is 22-2, and they've played some top opponents. Clemson, meanwhile, they've lost to a few, including their last game. They actually lost, remember? In that upset against Virginia Tech. Some people might have called that a bit of a look ahead, but they haven't exactly covered all the numbers here of late. They've actually gone just 1-3 against the spread in their last 4 games overall, talking about the Clemson Tigers, but still they are 8-2 against the spread on the road. Also 2-0 against the spread as an underdog this season. The underdog here for just the 3rd time this season, and they've covered both other times that they were underdogs. Clemson's gone 8-3-1 against the spread in their last 12 games overall, and they've covered 4 out of the last 5 meetings against Duke, including the meeting last year here in a 72-71 game, or no, I'm sorry, it was at Clemson, 77-71 last year. Clemson won it at home as a 6.5-point dog in the only meeting between the two teams last season. So see what you got here. Duke's gone under in 5 straight. 4 of the last 6 meetings between the two teams have gone under, and Clemson's gone under in 4 of their last 5. I mean, it is 133. You don't think of Duke games right as unders, but with these two teams, especially Duke right now, 17-7 to the under overall, 5-10 to the under at home, 5-14 to the under as a favorite. I'll still take Clemson here, but man, you got to think that these guys are going to be grinding it out here a little bit. But I'm going to take Clemson plus 14. They've done a pretty good job here covering the spread against Duke in these last couple of years. They really just meet once in each of the last 2 years. 2 years ago at Duke, it was 72-71. Duke could only get a 1-point win. Clemson covered in that one. You're welcome to comment in the chat here on these big games. Mr. Weskers can't do it. He cannot take Clemson in this spot going up against mighty Duke here with Boozer, with Evans and company. So the Clemson's got a pretty good team with Godfrey, Whaling, and Hunter, but Boozer's just a one-man gang here. They've got other talent. Who am I kidding? All right, good game, though, here, right? Let's keep it moving right now. And it's still got a big game here, no matter how you look at it with this number. Still a pretty big number here, but I got to talk about the number 2 ranked Michigan Wolverines here, favored by 15.5 against UCLA, coming in here 17-7. Bruins have had a couple of some nice wins here of late for UCLA, especially the game against Rutgers. They blew them out by 32 at home. They also beat Washington, although they didn't cover that one by the hook. They did lose at home to Indiana in that wild game a few back, but they beat up Oregon on the road here. UCLA just 2-4 against the spread as an underdog this season, 3-5 against the spread on the road. Michigan is 8-6 against the spread at home, 10-12 against the spread as a favorite, just 3-7 against the spread in their last 10 games overall coming in. Michigan having trouble covering some numbers for sure. UCLA just 2-4 against the spread their last 6 against Michigan. UCLA has gone under in 4 of their last 5 on the road. Michigan's gone under in 8 of their last 12 overall here, but man, I think this one's going to be a high-scoring game, actually. I don't think the trends necessarily show it. 4 of the last 5 between the two teams have gone over. Last year's game at Pauley was 94-75. Michigan rocked them as a 2-point dog, went to 169 points in that one. I think I like the over in this one with UCLA and Michigan. Give me the over here on Saturday. And we've got, let's see here, Justin talking about the injury report there for Clemson in the game tomorrow against the Duke Blue Devils there. Notable injuries in that game. Clemson, Zach Foster, he's been out for a while. I don't know about Hunter. I'd have to look into that. I did not see that, so I should check into that. Duke does have the more notable injuries, I thought, with Chekwu out of the game, and Ngongba, he is probable, though, to go here. Justin likes UCLA. Andre likes UCLA there. Andre went with Clemson in the points in that first one. Let's keep it moving here right now with more top-notch action here around the country, and maybe the top matchup anyway here because of the fact you have 2 top 10 teams going with Kansas, number 9 in the country. They are on a winning streak here right now, and Iowa State ranked 5th, but they do come in here off of a loss to TCU, 62-55. They were kind of stunned there at home in that one as a 7.5 point favorite. They were at TCU, actually. At TCU, 7.5 point underdog favorite in that game. I'll get it right. Favorite in that game. Kansas has covered 4 out of the last 5 meetings between these two teams. KU's gone 7-1 against the spread in their last 8 games overall. They're 6-4 against the spread on the road and 5-3 against the spread as a dog. For Iowa State here, they've covered 4 of their last 6 coming in. Like I said, they are coming off of a loss, undefeated at home this season, 13-0. Coming in 9-7 against the spread as a favorite. Kansas has gone under in 6 of their last 8 games coming into this one. Iowa State's gone under in 5 of their last 6, and 9 of the last 10 meetings between these two teams have gone under. This one's kind of moved to the over here, but man, I kind of think it will stay under. I mean, Iowa State's 5-10 to the under as a favorite. They've been going under here big time of late, 2-7-1 to the under in their last 10 overall. Kansas is 8-16 to the under overall this season, although 4 overs, 4 unders as an underdog here in this one. So, man, I think Iowa State could rock them here, actually. I'm going to take Iowa State as my pick here on the show, but I might be willing to fade that move a little bit. I think I might be on the under with these two tomorrow, but give me Iowa State to rock here. And look, they're coming off of a loss. KU's been great. We know Peterson, he's probably not going to play, right? I mean, what's his deal now, and what's his status coming in? He is probable, but we'll see. It's a game time decision in my book. Evers is out for Kansas. Cross is probable. Mitchell is doubtful for Iowa State. I'm taking the Cyclones, though, in this one. All right, Iowa State for Justin. Kansas plus the points for Andre, even with or without Peterson. He just likes Kansas right now. They're definitely playing well. They really turned it around here. Could they actually – look, I'm old enough to remember when Kansas won the conference championship every year, okay? It's been a while now as far as their dominance. Remember, it was, 20 in a row back in the day for KU. Look at the current standings, though. They're game back still of Arizona and Houston here, so every game counts. Iowa State is 8-3. So big-time games there. By the way, Arizona plays Texas Tech, another good one. probably. I think we got that one lined up in the preview here, and also Houston. They do play Kansas State. Kansas State's 1-10 in conference, so we'll see. That one, we're not going to cover that one, but all right. Next up, go to the SEC here with Texas A&M taking on Vanderbilt. College basketball action here for Saturday. Take a look at the SEC here right now. Florida atop the standings. We'll be talking Florida basketball here in just a moment. But A&M 7-4 in conference play. Vanderbilt 7-4. Florida's 9-2, and Arkansas and Kentucky are 8-3. So, hey, anybody's still got hope, life, and a chance here in the SEC right now, no doubt about it here. And we're talking Texas A&M and 10th ranked Vanderbilt. A&M here has lost 3 in a row to Alabama, Florida, and Missouri. Not great. They played pretty well in that Alabama game. Remember, that was that 197 game on the road that they covered. But then at home, they lost to Florida as a dog, and then laid a bit of a clunker there against Missouri as a home favorite. For Vanderbilt here, meanwhile, they come in off of a win at Auburn, 84-76 as an underdog. They did lose at home to Oklahoma. Anything can happen in this league. They did have covers over Mississippi State and UK, and they also beat Ole Miss but did not cover. A&M is the better cover by far here between these two teams. A&M is 7-1 against the spread on the road, 6-1 against the spread as an underdog. Although Vanderbilt is 11-6 against the spread as a favorite, they're just 6-8 against the spread at home, and actually have had trouble covering here of late, going just 4-6 ATS in their last 10 games overall right now coming into this one. Vanderbilt 3-6 ATS in the what did I say? 4-6 ATS in their last 10, 3-6 ATS in their last 9. Vanderbilt, though, has covered 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams here. But yeah, I think I'm on A&M here in this one to snap this losing streak here, possibly. I like them to at least cover here against Vanderbilt. 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams have gone over, although Vanderbilt's gone under in 5 of their last 6 and 7 of their last 10. They're also 7-10 to the under as a favorite. A&M's a long-term over, 15-9 to the over this season, and also over in 13 of their last 20 games. I'm going to take A&M here in this one. All right, let's see here. All right. Andre says, Vandy wins, but they don't cover. I don't know, Mr. Wesker. It was like 5 years ago, maybe 6 or 7. I just remember writing when I was writing for Gaming Today out of Las Vegas. It was like the easiest column of the year to talk about Kansas winning the Big 12. Justin's on A&M team total over. He's also on A&M as well. Timmy Two Shoes, though, on Vandy here, still too good. Timmy says A&M just not big enough to match up with these guys right now. And we'll say hello to welcome to Jared Cunningham here joining the chat pros in the chat. He's got Samford tomorrow there. Thank you, Jared, for giving us some extra action there, talking Samford against East Tennessee State. Thank you, Jared. Appreciate that. Mr. Wesker's on Vandy. All right, let's keep it going here right now with our previews here of the biggest games in college basketball on Saturday. And next up, the Kentucky Wildcats are taking on the Florida Gators. College basketball action here for Saturday, continuing on with the SEC in a big one here at 3 p.m. Eastern and noon Pacific. The line has been steadily moving here on Florida, although it may not be 13 anymore, actually. It went from 11.5 up to 13, but I think it's actually come back here a little bit to 12.5. Well, I don't know. Bovada's got it 13.5 minus 05, and the South Point's at 13.5. I think 13. I think 13 seems like a fair price in there right now between these two. Let me set up the My score. Where'd my scoreboard go back here? There we go. All right. So let's see what you got here in this one with Florida taking on Kentucky here for action on Saturday. Like I said, we just talked about the SEC standings here right now, and Florida is 9-2. Kentucky is 8-3. It's a big number, big number there, right? Even though I'm not going to fault them or anything for having a chance here to cover, but man, Florida getting healthy here real quick. Like Kentucky does come in ranked 25th at 17-7. Florida comes in here with an 18-6 record. They're ranked 14th. The Gators have won 4 straight games here and covered them all. South Carolina, Alabama, Texas A&M, and Georgia. 3 of those games coming on the road. The one home game was the one game they beat up on South Carolina there, or I'm sorry, Alabama there, 177. Remember, Florida's covered 9 of their last 10, but they're just 5-10 against the spread at home. Meanwhile, for UK, they come in here with 3 consecutive win and covers over Arkansas, Oklahoma, and Tennessee. But they are just 2-4 against the spread on the road, 3-4 against the spread as an underdog. When these two teams met last season, it was at Lexington, and Kentucky won 106-100 in regulation as a 3.5-point favorite, as it went well over 166 in that one. And then the meeting the year before went for 185 points, although that one did go overtime in that one. So let's see what you have here in this one with Kentucky taking on Florida. It's a big-time SEC matchup here. Florida is 7-12 to the under as a favorite, 6-9 to the under at home. Meanwhile, UK is 3-4 to the under as a dog here. Let's go to the chat and see what you got here in this one between Kentucky and Florida action here for Saturday. All right, here come the comments. Kentucky game over there for Justin. Andre likes Kentucky, just too many points. Justin's on Kentucky here. Even Mr. Weskers, that's his team. It does feel like, man, it keeps sneaking up here a little bit. Timmy might go under here in this one. All right. I'm on Florida here, actually. Kentucky has covered 6 of the last 7 meetings coming into this one between these two teams, but I'm going to go with Florida here. They've covered, like I said, right now 9 of their last 10 overall, and they're an okay favorite here. I'm going to take Kentucky. I'm going to take Florida to get away from these guys. Florida's gone under in 6 straight games coming in. 5 straight meetings between these two teams, however, have gone over, and Kentucky's gone over in 8 of their last 12 on the road, dating back to last season. All right. Next up, go to the Big Ten here with the Purdue Boilermakers taking on the Iowa Hawkeyes. Big Ten action here for Saturday at 5 Eastern and 2 Pacific, with Purdue, a road favorite here right now by 1.5. Total 142 here in this one. For the Boilers here, they're ranked 13th currently, coming in here with a 20-4 record. They've won 3 straight games with wins over Maryland, Oregon, and Nebraska. They covered the road games against the Terps and the Huskers, but failed at home against Oregon, winning by just 4 as a 16.5-point favorite. Purdue's actually just 2-8 against the spread in their last 10, and 8-12 against the spread as a favorite, although they are 6-3 against the spread on the road. For the Hawkeyes here, they're 15-9 against the spread. They do come in off that upset loss at Maryland. We had Maryland in that game, even though Iowa was a 10.5 point favorite in that one. Before that, they did have a bit of a winning streak going on. Iowa here right now is 10-6 against the spread at home, 3-2 against the spread as an underdog, although just 4-6 against the spread their last 10 games overall coming in. For Iowa here, they've gone over in 8 of their last 10. Purdue's gone over in 6 of their last 10, but Purdue just 3-6 to the under on the road. Iowa 11-5 to the under at home. Let's see what you got here in this one with Purdue on the road taking on Iowa. These two teams met about a month ago, and it was 79-72. Purdue won at home. They were laying 10.5, but they did not cover. And Purdue has pretty much dominated this series, at least straight up there. But like I said, Iowa actually got the number last game. So can they get a win here at home against Purdue here? Let's go to the chat. Purdue coming in here pretty hot, but Iowa at home, straight up anyway, 12-1. Although they're 1-4 straight up as an underdog, but still, this is just nearly a toss-up here at 1.5 points coming in. Let's see what you have in the chat with this big game. All right. Andre likes, I think, the under. Mr. Weskers is on Purdue here. Andre likes Purdue. And Jared says, they got these great guards for both teams. Justin's on Iowa here. And Timmy's on Iowa as well. And says up to 2.5 here at some spots. Let me see what's going on here with my lines. I typed these in back when I was watching the late action there. Yeah, at least two here right now, if not 2.5. I got to at least update our line. I'll call it 2, but definitely some 2.5s out there as well. And the total maybe even up 0.5 point here. I'm on Iowa in this one at home. Give me the Hawkeyes. You know what? It's a Big Ten. I'm on a lot of home teams. I know that. All right. Thank you in the chat to everyone. I want to say hello to Dylon in the chat today. Good morning to Dylon. I'm sure he's been enjoying the hockey. We had our hockey predictions already, Dylon, at the start of the show. Okay, here we go. 2 more here tonight, and then we'll just have a quick show. Thank you, everybody, for joining me here on Night Moves. We're going to continue on here with Big 12 action. We've got to keep a look at these leaders here. Texas Tech taking on Arizona here in this one. This one, a time change to 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific. I think that's just about a half an hour, push back a half an hour. But number 1, Arizona comes in here off of that loss, of course, last time out. So what will their mood be like after they lost the game at KU? Hey, we were on KU in that game. Arizona still 15-9 ATS. 12-8 ATS as a favorite for Texas Tech. They're 6-4 ATS in their last 10, 3-2 ATS as an underdog. When these two teams met last year in Lubbock, Arizona won it 86-80. There in that one. They also played in Tucson last year, and Arizona won that one 82-73. So the Wildcats did get the money in both games. Arizona's 8-6 to the over at home this season, but Texas Tech is 11-13 to the under coming into this one. Still a pretty big number here, and I don't know. I mean, 156. I get it. I mean, we know that. Yeah, they've got good teams, good offenses here, but I feel like it might be a little bit high. Arizona's gone under in 5 of their last 7 overall right now. Texas Tech is 5-2 against the spread in their last 7. Arizona's covered 4 out of the last 5 meetings between these two teams, and Arizona is 12-6 against the spread in their last 18 games overall. I'm going under 156 here with Texas Tech and Arizona. Give me the under in this one. All right, let's see here. Arizona wins, but they don't cover, says Andre. And Mr. Weskers wants to be on Tech here after the refs stole the Gator win. All right, that might be it from you guys in the chat on this one. I'm going to take the under here with Texas Tech and Arizona. All right, I've got just one more game here on Saturday, and it's in the West Coast Conference, the big game of the year here with Gonzaga taking on one of the big games here anyway in the West Coast Conference. The three, of course, Gonzaga, and then you're going to have St. Mary's. You're going to have Gonzaga, of course, every year. But see what you got here this time around with Santa Clara. They're 13-1 right now. Gonzaga is 12-1. Alan Graves, the great freshman for Santa Clara, showing that this team right now, hey, they have a half a game lead, and they're at home against Gonzaga. But we know Gonzaga, all it takes is one when you're in this situation for the Bulldogs here. This is the next to last game of the night at 10:30 Eastern and 7:30 Pacific. 12th ranked Gonzaga comes in here 24-2, winners of 2 straight. Of course, they lost a couple games back to Portland. It was a crucial loss, actually. And of course, meanwhile, Santa Clara, they're on a long winning streak here right now, and covering some numbers as well here. Santa Clara, an underdog here. They're 3-0 against the spread as a dog this season. So they're also 10-6 against the spread at home. Gonzaga, 6-5 against the spread on the road. These two teams met in January. It was 89-77. Santa Clara got the win there in that one. So look, they've already been tested here to get it. It did go over in that game. It was 166. The total was 164.5 in that one. So look, I think there's been a little bit of a move here to Santa Clara already. Let me make sure I'm still getting 4. Oh no, it's even 4.5 here right now. And the total 158.5. Gonzaga has been a big time under this season. 9-17 to the under. Santa Clara is 17-9 to the over. Also, Gonzaga 8-15 to the under as a favorite. They've gone under in 8 of their last 10 games as well, coming in right now. So look, Santa Clara, they did beat them at Gonzaga a couple of years ago. In fact, they've actually won 2 of the last 5. I mean, that's not a big deal. But when you're Gonzaga, and usually St. Mary's has kind of been the second best team, I think, right, in the West Coast Conference over the last couple of seasons. But Santa Clara right now with their 9-game winning streak, they've covered 8 of their last 11 overall. Gonzaga just 1-4 against the spread last 5 meetings against Santa Clara, and they're gone 2-4 against the spread in their last 6. Gonzaga's gone under in 7 of their last 8, but Santa Clara's gone over in 4 of their last 5. So, look, both. I should say, let me see. I want to say, 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams have gone over. So I think when you have the contrast too of the unders of Gonzaga and the overs against Santa Clara, I think it tends to lean towards the over there. But I'm going to take Santa Clara as my pick here on Night Moves. Give me the 4 points, 4.5 points with the Broncos here in this one. I'm taking Santa Clara tonight. All right, let's see if anybody's with me here. There's Dylon in the chat with his hockey predictions. I'm watching curling here right now with Great Britain and Canada. We saw that big time controversy. Homan right now, she's sweeping here. that controversy there yesterday with I think it was Sweden cussing at the Canadians. You could say, now here's the thing, this is high level curling, so they do have electronic equipment to make sure you're not that you're releasing releasing the stone there. If you know curling, I only know on Olympic level. I'm not a huge curling fan, but I know the rules there a little bit. And touching the stone, focusing on touching the stone after the release. There, you get a burned rock situation sometimes, but it's supposed to be a gentlemanly game. I mean, there's not supposed to be any cussing or anything out there on the out there at the curling arena. So it was a little bit of controversy there, and they were giving them the business there a little bit in the men's curling there last night. Man, let's see here. Mr. Western says it's going to be a great crowd for Santa Clara tonight. And Gonzaga comes to play, take the over. Santa Clara, Timmy says the line's too low. He just can't do it. Hey, hello to Zach Sanders in the chat. He's talking to some other games here with St. John's today, also Louisville and Arkansas. Thank you to Zach. Yeah, Zach, I previewed the games I did here today, so I don't want to lead you astray here, but you got some great games there in the chat.
Final.
And also Timmy Tushu, like in JMU, he's going to fade Coppin there. Telling I'm not sure if Dylons are serious or not. But that's really it for me here. I'm going to have some premium plays over at Tony'sPicks.com. Head on over there. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout to save 15% off those premium pick packages here. I'm going strong here on Saturday. Hey, we're pretty warm right now. Picking some good winners, so let's get it done here. Go back if you want at the beginning for my Olympic picks there. I picked all 6 hockey games. I also picked all other 7 gold medal events here on Saturday at the top of the show. So really appreciate everyone joining me here on Night Moves tonight. And we'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully we get stacks in here tomorrow as well. So really appreciate everyone joining me. Hey, use that promo code TonyT to save 15%. Head on over to Tony'sPicks.com. Check out my best bets. Hey, I don't need a $10.99 when I'm up $10.99 over the last 7 days here, up 14 1/3 units over the last 30 days or so. There you see some of the hot streaks I'm on in tennis, college basketball as well. Soccer here, 6-2 in the last 7 days. I've won 8 of my last 9 tennis matches here right now. And I don't give you any $2 favorites. Every tennis match that I pick is usually the closest rated matches on the board every day. You're never going to get anything over $1.40 here with me on Tony'sPicks.com. I only pick the closest matches every day, and I'm 8-1 in my last 9 tennis picks here right now, including one there yesterday. So make sure you join me over at Tony'sPicks.com. Use that promo code TonyT at checkout. Thanks to everyone in the chat, and we'll be back tomorrow with more Night Moves. That's going to do it for the Tony's Picks YouTube channel, the 50,000 subscriber juggernaut. I'm Ramon Scott. Have a great sports betting weekend from Tony'sPicks.com and Night Moves.